So, the Switch 2 is going to be releasing 3 weeks from now, which is honestly crazy. A bit more than 3 weeks from now, but doesn't matter. But what does matter is that people have been asking the same question. When the hell are we going to get the next Smash game? And that's a good question. So, people have been curious, and ever since Smash Ultimate's DLC wrapped up in 2021, people have been putting into themselves to make mock-up rosters for Smash 6, because let's be honest, they're not going to make a Smash 6. There's going to be major cuts in this game. So, yeah, people have been seeing who should cut and who should they add. I decided to add my hat to the ring because, honestly, I felt like making a Smash Bros. Video that wasn't movie-related or wasn't related to this tournament I'm doing, which, by the way, you should definitely watch. But the roster's kind of big, and I kind of have things to do because I'm a pretty busy person, because even though I'm almost done with school, I'm not quite done yet. So I still have some things to do. Meaning that I'm going to split this video into 2.5 parts. You'll understand why 2.5 later. But the first half will go over this portion of the roster, then the second half will go over the other portion of the roster, which I won't reveal yet. So, without further ado, I'm going to go through the first half of this roster, which isn't exactly half, since 75 can't really be cut in half unless I'm counting half of a fighter, which makes no damn sense. Also, by the way, any characters that make absolutely perfect sense to join in, like, for example, it'll be a waste of time to explain why Mario should be in the game. Of course Mario is going to be in the game. So, I'm only going to explain characters that have an interesting reason why I kept or added them. I also will mention some characters that I really wanted to add and got rid of that will maybe show up in the later video. You'll have to wait for that. But until then, without further ado, let's begin and look through the first half of my roster. Starting off with Mario, no explanation needed. And then we got Luigi, which also doesn't need an explanation, along with Peach, which also doesn't need an explanation. It would be crazy if I told you Bowser doesn't need an explanation, but we finally got to Toad, who's actually pretty interesting. I decided to add Toad because I feel like there's 5 essential Mario characters in the entire franchise, and Toad's in that 5. He's probably 5th place, but still he's an essential character that has yet to be in the roster, so I definitely think my man Toad needs his time to shine now. The likelihood of making it into the roster, which I'm going to do for the rest of the characters that are what we're talking about, is honestly pretty high if you ask me, because he's just that famous of a character. You know Toad, I know Toad, we all know Toad. So, yeah, I think he has a decent chance of making it. Bowser Jr., on the other hand, I really only added him because I want the rest of the Koopalings in. I think it's a really quick way to represent a bunch of characters without taking up slots on the roster. But if it wasn't for that, Bowser Jr. would have been cut just like Rosalina. I kind of was on the fence of wanting to include Piranha Plant, but then I realized I could have kept Piranha Plant, but in a newer way. By instead of making Piranha Plant, he could be PD Piranha. And since he's PD Piranha, he's now a character that has more movement potential. Oh, by the way, the likelihood of him making it into the game isn't really that high, and for Bowser Jr. isn't that high either. I don't think Iron would really make it in if you ask me, but hey, who cares, honestly. That war is pretty obvious. Sakurai once said that if you can only add one more character to Melee, it would be Wario. So I definitely believe that he would not want to remove Wario just because he's just Wario. I wouldn't want to remove him either. Okay. I know this sounds bad, but hear me the fuck out. I got an idea. I swear. Listen. Don't leave the video. The reason why I'm adding Paracoopa is so we can have Drybones to Smash. So like, come on. Like, this goes hard. Trust me. It'll be a pair of Drybones, but doesn't really matter. Long Drybones in Smash is perfectly fine. Am I right? Oh, yeah. I'm actually starting to regret this decision, but it's too late now. I already made this roster a couple weeks ago, so he's in the roster now. Oh, well. Yeah, no, I don't need to say anything here. Move on. Personally, I love Daisy as a character, so I want to keep her in, but I am not making her Echo Fire. She's not going to be a bum-ass Echo Fire or Peach. She's going to have a completely unique moveset that is more based off of, like, the Mario sports games. Like Mario Strikers. Yeah, mostly Mario Strikers, but still, you can make a really good moveset off of Mario Strikers. And a couple other sports games, like, I don't know, like throw tennis, make her have a baseball, she can shoot some hoops. Like, it'll also be pretty cool. The only thing I'd say about Donkey Kong is that the fact that this is Mario Kart World design plus Donkey Kong Bonanza design and not his current design, because I prefer over his old design. That's all I'm gonna say. Diddy Kong and King K. Rool is always explanatory. I don't need to say much. We worked so hard to get King K. Rool. We're not losing it. So this is me a bit later. I kind of completely forgot about Villager, so I'm just gonna cram him in here. Yeah, he's self-explanatory. Yeah, Link is self-explanatory along with Zelda, Ganondorf. This is my second Hear Me Out. I know this sounds bad. I know it sounds even worse than Paratroopa because I'm adding a clone character. As just said, I didn't want to add Daisy as a bomb as Echo Fighter. I don't think Toon Link needs to be Echo Fighter. What if, and just hear me out, we give him the mask of Young Link, like give him all the mask from Majora's Mask, and kind of merge Young Link with Toon Link. He keeps the art style Toon Link, but it's really Young Link. And it's kind of like Young Link playing a puppet so he can make it into the next Smash game. Oh yeah, and also Skull Kid, so we got more Legend of Zelda reps. Samus is so self-explanatory, I'm not even going to spend that much time, and Rivoli is the same reason why King K. Rool is in. I wonder if I should cut this part in the second part. No, there's going to be more obscure characters. But yeah, Kirby and Yoshi self-explanatory along with King Dedede, Meta Knight. I feel like I'm banning on D for the same reason I wanted to add Toad. And as for Magolor, we do not have enough Modern Kirby reps. We need way more, bro. We need so much more Modern Kirby reps. Magolor, I'll take him. I'll even take Susie if that means we get a Modern Kirby rep. I don't care. Add this nigga. I'll fill it in for all I care. I'm black, by the way. So, yeah, in conclusion, I think that we should definitely have a Modern Kirby rep. I, honest to God, just kept the roster that we already have with Star Fox. I was thinking of adding Crystal, but I think these three are perfectly fine if you ask me. Bro, besides Mario, this is the most obvious keep of the century, and Jigglypuff's also pretty cool too. I decided to keep Greninja because I still want a water type in the game, and Charizard because he's just way too damn popular. So, to explain Cinderace, I don't know if that's his correct name or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I don't give a fuck about Pokemon, but yeah, I kind of wanted a Gen 8 and Gen 9 starter, so I chose both of them. I don't know the other one's name, but I know one of them, their names, or at least one of their evolutions. I hope I do, and if I get it wrong, please, for the love of God, correct me, and please tell me what the grass one's name is. I don't know what its name is. Not gonna lie, I just genuinely like Ness. Ness is a pretty cool character. Captain Falcon might as well be a Smash character at this point. He's in more Smash games than he's in F-Zero games. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but in conclusion, yeah, I think I'll keep. This also concludes all of our Smash 64 characters. I mean, this includes our 12 original fighters, meaning all 12 of them made it. Yippee! But, yeah, still gotta go through one more row, and then I'll be done. The second half we worked on later. Oh yeah, also, if we're only gonna keep one Fire Emblem character, it has to be Marth. Oh my god, just ignore the fact that this is Robin from Teen Titans Go, but yeah, this is supposed to be Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening, but I was so tired last night that I didn't feel like searching, that I just searched up Robin, and the only two things that show up is the bird and the Teen Titans Go character. I didn't feel like putting Fire Emblem Awakening to search, so I just went with that picture. I don't care if that's not the right Robin, that is the right Robin now. As for Luminary, I decided to add them because, they're from the most recent Fire Emblem game. That's why. And for Lyn, I don't know. I just think that we don't have enough female reps. I kind of want to add more female reps. Yeah, gender equality, bitch. As for Pit, he's pitting all over everyone. And I also realized I'm at Inkling now, and I realized, this was kind of a bit too short, so you know what? I feel like you guys deserve it. You're gonna get the second half now. Starting our second part, we have Mr. Game & Watch, and, yeah, it's self-explanatory. I like Game & Watch, so what can I say? For Rob, pretty much the same reasons why Game & Watch is in the game. As for Isaac, I like him in Smash Flash 2, and I think it'll be pretty fun in the next Smash game. I played Pikmin 1 and 2. I enjoyed the games. I plan on playing Pikmin 4 and 3. I just haven't got the time to play them, so yeah. Just to stop my procrastination, I'm adding Omar. The only reason why I added Shulk because I felt like it, and the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 character, I don't know, I just really felt like it. Bayonetta is kind of the cross between the first and third party characters. Speaking of third party, Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, how you're gonna learn how much of a Sonic fan I am. Oh, the Sonic reps, the Sonic reps, the Sonic reps, the Sonic reps, the Sonic reps. If I had the chance to, I would have added 10 Sonic characters, but to be realistic, I'm only adding 5. Starting off with Knuckles, who's probably the second most realistic here. Just hear me out, I think Knuckles could honestly be a pretty good match. Like, Knuckles could be a brawler that runs really fast. So I think if you were to only add 2 Sonic characters besides Sonic, Knuckles would be the first one. The second one would be Shadow the motherfucking Hedgehog. Of course I'll add my goat Shadow. He just can't be an Echo Fire. He has to be his own separate fire. I finally see Division. I see Division. I used to think for the longest time that he should be an Echo Fire Sonic, but now I see Division. He should definitely be his own fire. He should definitely be his own fire. Let this man free. Let Shadow free. We gotta start a Let Shadow and Smash campaign, bro. Aims for Knuckles too, but mainly for Shadow. My goat Shadow needs to be seen. So before I move on to the next character, Shadow's not my favorite Sonic character. Espio Chameleon, I genuinely I like Espio, what the hell. And Dr. Eggman, yeah, I think if you only can add 4 Sonic characters, Sonic, Knuckles, Shadow, and then Dr. Ivor Robotnik. He's a very iconic video game villain, and we definitely need his ass in over Sephiroth. If we're keeping Sonic, we're keeping Snake. I'm getting rid of the Belmont Brothers, so we at least need 1 Konami character. So, I'm keeping Mega Man, but instead of baby Mega Man, I'm including Mega Man X, along with his best pal that tries to kill him multiple times, eventually dies, comes back to life, and then Mega Man X dies, and then Zero's left to live on his own, and then he eventually dies. Zero will also be featuring in this game. Isn't that just fucking wonderful? This is me imagining that the game's still developed by Bandai Namco, so yeah, definitely Pac-Man's ass is gonna be there. Even if it wasn't, he would still be there. Free Fire, I have some extreme beef. I decided to add Ryu, and along with Ryu, I added Chun-Li, but before we move on, let's give a moment of silence to Ken, who was extremely close to being a third Street Fighter character, but I was starting to run low on spaces. I really wanted to add fucking Crash Bandicoot, so yeah. Sadly, he couldn't make it. The same reason I added Isaac is the same reason I'm adding Lloyd. Yeah, as for Joker, I just really want a Persona character. I think even if it's going to be a Persona 6 character, which I highly doubt, Joker's a pretty cool option. He can disturb the peace all he wants. He can morb all over everyone, just do Joker shit. I worked too damn hard to keep Banjo-Kazooie in this game. I am not getting rid of them now. We are keeping Banjo-Kazooie like it or not. They are staying in this game like it or not. I felt like I wanted to add Crash Bandicoot because I wanted to go for a circle. Starting with in the early years of Sony and PlayStation, they were enemies. And then Crash Bandicoot went third party. And now, what the fuck? Now they're on the Nintendo consoles. And look, they're in the new Smash game. I think it would honestly be a pretty cool moment for a lot of people, so let it happen, Smash. Same damn thing as Banjo-Kazooie. You're not getting rid of him. So, the reason I want to add Shovel Knight and Cuphead is because, well, we need more indie game reps. It'll be cool. We have our first indie game fighter on the roster. Also, I was thinking if I could make them part of, like, a series like Indie Cross, but I think I'll just separate them by individual series, even though there wouldn't be much representation outside of them being on the roster. Like, all I would really see is like a couple trophies for both characters, and maybe just one stage. So yeah. Also, these are our last 2 new characters, so sorry for the anticlimactic ending. We still got a couple more though. As for Terry Bogard though, I feel like we could have SNK, and he represents a lot of SNK, like the entire company of SNK. So I think it'll be really cool. Also, sorry for the voice crack. I'm a fucking teenager. Did you not read the description of my damn channel? The reason why I choose Kazuha is for the same reason why I choose Pac-Man. Same thing as Banjo and Steve. We worked too hard for him. We're not getting rid of him. And Cloud too, and Cloud. I am so damn sorry for the anticlimactic ending. I completely forgot about Mewtwo. Like, no, seriously, it was me editing the video. I completely forgot about Mewtwo. So I had to quickly add him into the roster as my final slot that I was going to find a different character for. And that character was probably going to be like Chibi Robo or something, so don't get too excited. But I just wish that I kind of remembered Mewtwo, so I didn't have to add him in late in the roster. And now thinking about it, I don't think I should have had Toon Sass. I think I should have got rid of him, but it's too goddamn late. I'll make a Forbidden 12 type of thing, where like 12 most wanted fighters. Speaking of 12 most wanted fighters, yeah, this is the end of the video. So, this was me attempting to do it, and I realized that 75 fighters is not enough for me to figure out a good roster, because there's a lot of characters I wanted to add, but I had to end up cutting, because I really wanted Paracupa for some damn reason. Like, early on, you believe that it will be easy, because you start off with so much space, and then you see the Mario series has 11 fighters, but it's too late to edit it, so you have to go on, realizing that you wasted almost a whole row just on Mario characters, with the first whole row being Mario characters. There's with plus Donkey Kong characters and Villager, who you also forgot. And then the rest of the franchises have to fight for room, including Pokemon, by the way. The Pokemon would have had way more reps if Mario's fat ass didn't get in the way. And yeah, I just genuinely believe it is not that easy. Though, I will say this one thing. If Shadow the Hedgehog is neglected one more goddamn time, I'm gonna lose it!